Welcome to Switch It Up. I'm gonna fall over. We are continuing. I know that wouldn't surprise anyone. I've fallen off a picnic bench and everything else. We're continuing this, kind of doing a little, basically going through RV lifestyle stuff and why people choose the rigs that they chose.
And we just met Jen and Vern, and they are full-timing.
Yep.
Yeah, you've done Hit the Road, right?
Yep, we are on the road.
Since for like 3 months, 4 months?
3. Well, 2 technically.
2 technically.
Had it for 3.
Typical marriage, we always get corrected as a man. That's okay. So anyway, here's the deal, is that we wanted to come over here because just like all of the different RVs we've been looking at, this one has a unique feature, and that was something Sheila wanted to look at. What was that?
Yeah, that's the front living, because I feel like that's just another unique idea of how you'd want to use your living space. So
Yeah,
I just
and
wanted to take a look at that.
that was important to you when you were looking for rigs. So we're going to hear why they chose this, what's going on, and we'll come back and kind of go through those benefits. So if you're looking to try to figure out what your rig's going to be, this might be something that you were looking for, or might check off those boxes, which she will explain here in a little bit.
What is your rig? What are you?
Yeah, what do you have? I'm sorry.
This is an Alliance Paradigm 385 FL.
FL meaning
Front
Front
living.
living.
front living. See all these technical terms I always forget. So we're going to roll the intro, we're going to come back, and we're going to jump right into it. So what do we normally say?
Roll intro.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
Well, sometimes they're normal. They're not. Jen's saying we're normal. We're not normal. How'd you like the intro?
Kind of normal.
Is the intro, do you like the intro?
Yes.
The intro is like, the intro goes by like that when you're standing here, doesn't it? It's like it just happens.
Sometimes yours are a little longer before that.
I know, I tend to have a lot of words. So they brought up a very good point, because they are new, they just hit the road, and they were trying to choose what they were going to do. And you made a really good point when we were sitting here visiting about how you came to the conclusion on the rig that you chose, and how did you guys come about that? What was like your checklist? You said something?
Yeah, so I had my boxes that needed to be checked, and he had his boxes that needed to be checked, and we needed to find a way to bring the two together because they weren't the same. I mean, imagine that they weren't the same, but I was leaning more towards the toy hauler because I liked the idea of a back room that was more multifunctional, multi-purpose. We could get motorcycles if we wanted.
Right.
And none of them checked his boxes.
Oh.
And his important one, the big one, was being able to have a...
Sit in the living room and feel like I'm sitting in a living
Right.
room.
And you're taller than me. I'm about 6 foot. How tall are you? 6'3"?
6'4".
6'4". So it's not like he's a short dude. He's got some priorities going on.
Yeah, when he stretches out his feet on the couch, you really have to go around to get to
So,
wherever. So
yeah. So this was a big deal.
it was.
And then some storage space since you went full time. So we're going to kind of look at those aspects and then kind of go through that. So we're going to step inside and do what is that, like lifestyle of the rich and famous, but we're just doing lifestyle of the RVs. Yeah, the RVers. So let's take a look inside and kind of walk through this.
So we carpenter in the Army and builder by trade. So it's really hard not to want to change things when you get in a place. Like literally every place we've ever lived has either been gutted, remodeled, changed in some way. The RV is no exception. So this had a little table.
Oh.
We didn't like that we had to look at each other.
See, this is why we go do these tours, Sheila.
And we also have 2 dogs.
Oh,
And so in order to have a place for their kennels, we wouldn't be able to sit here with the table the way it was. So we changed it out
Look
completely.
at that. That's a fabulous idea.
And because there's this little stuff down, it allows me to have my little letter writing office type space. So this is more of a multifunctional place now. I have houseplants in here, so I just gather them up and I put them here in this area so that they can travel without falling over and spilling. And it's solid, so it's not going anywhere. Fun
Cooking.
space.
You love your
One of the
kitchen?
things that was on your list is you wanted to be able to, with the slide in, I can see that you can get
Yeah.
to part of the fridge, so that's good.
Big check mark for me was being able to pull in, like we're not planners. So if we're driving all day and we're tired, we want to stop for the night at a rest area, truck
Right.
stop, whatever. I don't want to have to try to pull out slides to get to anywhere. So when we're all closed up, we can come in, access the half bath, access half of the refrigerator and the bedroom, and
And
that's
the full
all.
bath in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, you have to crawl over the bed.
So this is a very important feature for a lot of people to understand, because if you haven't done this yet and you're not familiar with what she's talking about, there will be times when you're going to say, all right, today we're going to do 4 hours. We're going to spend the night in like a Cabela's parking lot, or we're going to spend the night in like a Walmart or a truck stop or a wayside. That feature she just talked about is a big deal. Like we can come in and go up into our bathroom and have our bedroom. We cannot get into our refrigerator unless we put the slide out. So everything that you said is kind of a cool setup.
That's
Yeah.
a good. And I love that you have a half bath.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
those are.
It's good too
Yeah.
because in the living room those open up into beds, so it's like their bed, their bath they can use. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
Right.
yep, right there.
Whenever we have guests
They
or
don't have to
grandkids
go
here.
all the way through our bedroom to get to a
To the bathroom.
bathroom. They have their own access to a
Yeah.
bathroom.
So how do you like your kitchen layout?
I love it. I've actually done a lot of cooking in it already since we stayed in Montana for about a month, getting it all set up. You know, I
Right.
had family over and we had cookouts, and I was able to cook a lot of stuff here. Sometimes I do find myself moving something out of the way here to do this and then
Right.
putting it back to come over here, but for the most part, I've never been able to cook like this in an RV
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
So
That brings me.
So
Did you
why-
have another RV before?
we did. We had
Okay.
a slide-in way back when.
Yeah.
We had, I forget how big the travel trailer was that we had.
It was a 29-foot travel trailer. But it
And-
was a used one that we pretty much just picked up pretty cheap to
Right.
live in while we were building the home.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that we didn't really travel with. We
Yeah.
just lived in it for a year while we built our house. But again, I had to cook in it, and
Right.
that was not fun. Like this, I could have done. That was really difficult.
I do. I mean, we have the full 4 burners and full oven, and a full refrigerator. It's a big deal. I mean,
It
if you're
is.
going to be living in it all the time, it's nice to
Exactly.
have that. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great plan.
Exactly.
No, that's pretty cool. And
there's adequate
what do you?
space.
You have like a full setup here for food. I mean, this is really nice. What are we doing here? This is nice and special.
This
This is very cute.
So what happened was when we were staying in the one spot for a month while we were getting ready, we had downsized from that house up there,
Uh-huh.
which is 3,000 square feet,
Uh huh.
to this. And so I had put what I thought I could fit into a container, and we were going to move it from the container into here. Of course, all my favorite things, you know,
Right.
and I knew we weren't going to fit it all, but the things that I ended up keeping were things that were important to me. So,
Yes.
you know, this is like a family recipe box, and you know, quilts and blankets, and our clock from Germany, and
Yes. You have a
things like
cuckoo
that.
clock.
We do.
People are going to ask about the cuckoo clock.
We have a
Does it
cuckoo
ride? One first thing I'm gonna say, does it ride the whole time there, or do you take it down on travel days?
No, it rides the whole time there.
Wow, that's
we
impressive.
Have secured it to the wall, and then on travel day, we do take the weights off because the
Okay.
weights are really heavy and
Yeah, no
would be
problems for me.
bad to travel with. But everything else,
No,
like
and-
even this is like attached.
Another little hack, and we use this too, is we use this a lot. So does this ride here on travel day?
It does.
And it doesn't come off, does
No.
it? This stuff is amazing.
This
Like,
stuff on the counter, even like
Yeah,
these
same
things sit
thing.
on the counter, they don't go anywhere.
so what we've done is we've actually taken some of this and cut it, and then we put it on the bottom of stuff,
Oh,
and then
that's smart.
and then that way it's on the bottom.
Right.
And then the other thing that I've seen since, I don't know, since I was like 12, is how in the world did this thing make it? How did that? And is that attached?
It is attached.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
I don't want it to ever go anywhere.
What
so
is it?
He's a little drinking.
I
bird.
know, but why do you have him? I mean, I
Because-
literally have not seen that since I was like 10.
So
My grandpa
when I was
had
like
one.
10.
Yeah.
My grandparents, they had it in their kitchen window.
So it's got
And mine
sentimental
did
value,
too.
and it
Yeah.
gets to
Absolutely.
travel with you.
Absolutely.
See, I love that stuff. To
everything
me, is
makes-
everything.
Not everything made the
Made
cut.
the cut.
So-
But
Yeah.
that did.
That's awesome.
I like that's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about what did was on your list, and that's this front living room.
Yes.
So let's see what you wanted to do there.
We're Steelers fans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know,
No more. It's done. It's no more.
Kansas City in here. It's
It's Steelers, and that's a whole no. Now remember, we talked about his height. You're 6'4".
Yep. Well,
So there you go. This is going to be his little thing, but
Yeah.
other than that, you don't feel crunched. A lot of
Not
times
at
people
all.
feel like, well, the ceiling's too far down. It becomes an issue, but honestly, you're standing up to go down to grab a drink or come up here and sit down. It's not like you're standing up
Exactly.
here the whole time.
Exactly. And just to be able to sit here and feel comfortable, feel like I'm in my own space.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's a designated living space.
No, it's
it is a designated.
It's the
living
Steelers pit.
That's
it's
why
the
you
pit.
notice I'm not coming up.
Yeah, Sheila has been banned from the Steelers
Stay
thing.
down here.
No, this is awesome. I mean, it really is. And obviously, you're movie fans, so you found a place to put all of your movies.
Yep.
And when the
And you said
Wi-Fi
both
is
of those-
really terrible, then we can just pop
Yeah,
it.
you can
Yeah,
You
do
these-
that.
said that the both of those fold out to beds.
Yep.
Yeah.
These both fold out to beds and almost meet in the middle,
Right.
so it's plenty of space for
Grandkids.
3, 4 more.
Yep.
Yep. Grandkids.
Yep.
Significance of the blanket, because I used to have one like that.
Both of those blankets are ones that were part of family stuff, so I
Yeah.
of course want to be surrounded with things that mean something to me.
Yeah.
So all of the quilts have a significance.
You know, I learned something this weekend at our thing is that I watched people, they were buying t-shirts and they had different things like Bigfoot and stuff. And I was like, well, what are you doing with these? She goes, I'm making a blanket that has all the places that we have visited.
That's cool.
Yep.
I thought that was cool too. So that's a little tip there too. Yeah, so this is good. So this is where you hang out. This is where I can come in on a Sunday and see
Exactly.
that Steelers lose.
I don't remember. Who,
They're probably doing better this year than the Chiefs because the Chiefs aren't doing that great this year, but we'll see.
no, they're not doing. They're
Yeah.
doing all right.
Back in the day, man, Steelers
I know.
were the bomb.
No kidding.
Yeah. No, this is fabulous.
There's a terrible towel for a reason.
Yeah, this. And then that's pretty much it, right? I mean, this is kind of, these are the things that were the most important.
These were the and the bathroom is huge, and the bathroom was probably
It's the
that's-
bathroom that's back there. So in this unit, you have a full bath that's on the back side of the, so.
And the fact that we could put a washing machine and dryer in one of the closets, and it didn't take up closet.
Do you have a
like-
washing machine?
We do.
Some
yeah.
people are opposed to washing machines. We love a washing machine and dryer.
I mean, we're full timing.
Yeah.
We wear clothes all the time.
People are like,
I
well, you
can't
can
find
use
a
a
laundromat.
laundromat, but I love just being able to throw a load in and still do all the things I need to do.
Yeah, agreed. That's also.
Yeah, we're back to all the things. And let's talk about all the things real quick. Did you
notice there's a
notice
sticker on
we have
it?
changing lanes, Chad. They have them in a paradigm here. Then we go down to switch it up from our huddle. And then our not so perfect life. But old Chad, he's there. Old Chad, he's still king of the hill.
Now
No,
he's
it's-
not on the top for
No,
any particular
I'm just
reason.
I'm looking at this. This is subconscious. I know how it goes, Jen. I do. And that's okay. I'm fine with that.
That's not in my favorite order or anything.
Well, let's head out and then we'll kind of just give a wrap up real quick. So this has been awesome. Okay, so we've made it back outside and there's a lot of things going on out here. Let me adjust you because you're a little bright. You guys like that better? Do you feel better? Is that okay? You all right? They have a ton of storage and it comes down to having that lifted bedroom and then you have the lifted living room as well. So down here, what's your storage capacity look like back here?
So
Don't
on
be
both
jealous, Todd.
Sides, on both sides we have.
Oh, you've got totes. Oh, Mr. Organization.
That was even a process there, buying totes and getting the biggest tote I could fit through here
Yeah.
and store the most. So we ended up with these.
Full-time problems.
Yeah, that's our pantry actually. Those totes are like our pantry.
This is our extra pantry storage, so extra 12 paper, paper
Ah.
towels, extra canned goods.
Look at this. Jen's winter clothes.
Yes,
That's the life of a full-timer.
yes. Well, we
And then
came
the
from winter into this,
Yeah.
so we needed a transition of clothing.
No, that's awesome.
And then it actually extends past the tray a couple feet.
Right.
So I can get a 12.5-foot kayak in here.
That was the next question because we have an 11.5-foot kayak, so you've measured it already.
Yeah.
Oh, see, yes, I like that.
We just weren't in time as quick this year up there to get kayaks. They were off the shelf before,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
RVs are.
Which is okay because then we have a year to travel around and figure out what we need back here, what we don't need. We can probably pare it down a little, and then by the time we head back home next year, we'll be able to get rid of all this and have room for kayaks.
Yeah, we
good
absolutely
plan.
love our kayaks.
And I think we probably we're coming up on a year here, and so we could probably get rid of some things. We could probably do some paring down.
Oh, great. That's horrible for Todd. It's horrible news. This is awesome. Now, can I ask you why the weather vane? This usually is an indication of where you are in your age. As you age, you tend to want to know weather more, and apparently he's found a solution to do your weather.
That was all me.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's a shocker.
I know.
Okay.
So I grew up, my family is in skydiving, and so they're watching weather like obsessively all the time.
Right.
And
That's
it
cool.
kind of just became a natural, like, I have to know what's going on in this area. I need to know the wind speed, wind direction.
Especially with
what's the
awnings,
humidity,
because
what's the
awnings make a difference.
barometric pressure, like all of that, and you can't get that with those little teeny
Oh, goodness
things.
sakes,
So
this is fabulous.
I got the weather station, and then we were wondering, well, okay, now where do we put it?
Well, does it stay there when you travel?
It doesn't. We take the top just slips on that little post, and we bring it down.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm poking fun, but I know somebody is on here going, how did she do that? Like, I wanted my weather station to go with me, and now we know we can go. So, and then you have the standard storage up front?
Yeah, so it was pass-through, but not all the way through. I don't know what's in there right now, so.
There is a
It's
griddle
full.
in there.
It's full.
I got my griddle. Now that
Okay.
I'm retired, I'm the cook, so.
Okay,
she
yeah,
is
that's
happy.
understandable.
We installed a tray.
Yeah,
we
that's
had it
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
If anything doesn't fall out, so you're good.
We're gonna leave it.
And then on the very front,
Oh, you have your standard. Are you running generator or are you doing solar?
both.
Oh, he's doing both.
We
Okay.
have a-
Generator just in case.
Yeah, we have a portable generator.
Oh, a portable generator.
Yep. Gas. And then I added a couple more tanks to this, so when we're boondocking, we need to heat. We got it. And then I have 6 low or cold weather lithium batteries.
You have
mounted-
6?
Yeah.
How many amps?
100.
100 each.
You have 600 amp hours?
Yep. And we have
Don't.
3,000 watt inverter.
I kind of covet solar right now. 3,000 watt inverter for solar, 600 amp hours. You don't even really need a generator.
No, and
But
we
just in
haven't
case.
used it yet, but we have it just in case.
Oh.
But we also have 2 40-gallon or 40-pound tanks of propane on the sides where they usually go, and then the 230 that came in with it originally. We have found a way to store them up front too.
And just a shout out to Hemingway. Just want you to know that, you know, our little review works really well,
It
Hemingway, because there's 2 bikes that you can credit us for.
Matter of fact, I even think we used your code to get.
See, did you hear that, Hemingway? Did you hear that, Chris? I know you're over there watching. No, this is fabulous. I mean, this really is. What is the solar? What is the antenna then for?
These are
So-
side marker cameras,
Oh, okay.
and then there's one off the back.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, that pretty much concludes it. I had to wait for that siren to be done. It was driving me absolutely bonkers. I just couldn't do it. So thank you so much for allowing us to go through and see everything, because I really think this helped versus going to like a show and trying to figure out. Anyone that's trying to decide what they want to do, you kind of can see how they've set it up, and it may fit what you're looking for, right? How long did it take you to make this choice?
It was a couple months
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we really came
So
to
don't rush it.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. I think that's one of the most important parts.
Absolutely agreed.
Sometimes we're so excited that we may choose something that we don't necessarily want. Sheila's trying to hide from the sun because it's in her eyes, and she does this to me all the time. And it doesn't always work, because then I end up moving and then she's in the sun. Ah, squirrel.
Yes.
So,
Another squirrel.
with all of that, make sure you do what we normally do. We like, we comment, we subscribe, do all of the things, right? Do those things because they're following us. That's how we got to know them and hang out and do these things and learn about their rigs. So do that, and we really do appreciate you following along. With all that being said, what do we normally say on our videos when we're all done?
We're out.